Sorry to have kept you waiting. I didn't even need to check who it was. The arrogant tone told me it was Luminous. Her clothes were still all tidy even after what was obviously an intense battle. She looked victorious. But even so, I wished she had come sooner. What is it? Do you have a problem with me? No, not at all. I didn't dare to say it out loud. It was probably a result of the exclusively Japanese ideal of not looking for trouble. But that didn't matter. We needed to hurry and help Hinata. I am going to interfere with Chloe's infinite prison. You take the chance and extract Hinata's soul. If there isn't enough energy. Don't worry about that, I will figure something out. Wonderful. Luminous was indeed super capable. And so, I got to work quickly. I held out my hand above Chronoa's prone position on the ground and pointed out the location of Hinata's soul to Luminous. She was getting on fast and began to perform some sort of interference. As opposed to magic, skills were more useful in these times. Rebirth. Luminous activated her ability. As I watched, I realized something. Luminous was activating some super high-level skill that I couldn't learn. Analysis failed. This power originates from an ultimate skill. My guess was right. Although, since it was Luminous, I shouldn't be surprised. I could rest assured with the matter in her hands. The limp Chronoa and Hinata's corpse lay side by side. Fragments of Hinata's soul merged with Chloe's soul and were compiled into the unique skill mathematician. Luminous used her power to grasp Hinata's soul that I'd managed to separate using isolation. In its place, she was carefully injecting a high concentration of energy to replace what she was extracting. The energy injected was far greater than what was being extracted, but it was likely a necessary procedure. I watched as she reached out her hand to Hinata's corpse instead this time. Luminous power was returning Hinata's soul to her body. Her hair regained luster, her cheeks reddened, and her heart began to beat once more. The next moment, Hinata opened her eyes and coughed. There were no anomalies inside her body, however. It worked. Hinata had been successfully resurrected. And there was Chronoa too. With the abnormal presence of Hinata removed, she recovered to her complete self. While her soul was already very beautiful before, Chloe's soul right now shone with an inhumanly divine light. It was far beyond the beauty of a normal human soul. She opened her eyes. Will it be Chloe or Chronoa? Rimuru-san. That reaction sounded like Chloe. Although she used to call me sensei for some reason, she began to call me san. Still, it sounded like Chloe. She darted over to me. I hugged her gently. She has really changed from her childhood appearance. She's gotten a lot more feminine, how strange. I got a much smaller armful of Chloe than I expected. With a closer look, I found that Chloe had turned back into a child. She was wearing a black form-fitting suit, likely the result of Holy Spirit armor. That was quite fortunate. I did feel a little disappointed, but I'd keep that to myself. The others saw me hugging this little girl. This could easily be misunderstood as me committing a crime. Hinata's glare was sharp. Moreover, Leon looked especially pissed for some reason. What the hell is this, Rimuru? You better give us a good explanation. Oi, chill out, Leon. Also, Hinata-san, glaring so intensely will give you wrinkles. But saying something like that would probably be suicidal. Hinata had finally revived, and Chronoa's rampage was over. But for some reason, I still wasn't out of the hot water yet. The sheer absurdity of this made me cry inside. I hope they would hear me out. Everyone, please calm down. Either way, this is no place to talk. I am pretty exhausted for the day already, to top it off. Let's set a time and place and discuss the matter in detail. This motion was passed by majority vote. And so, the battle concluded. In the end, there was only the beautiful music left. How surprising, Tact and the band members had been practicing their performances during the battle. Their diligence was commendable. I praised the band members before dismissing them. We also found out something else. Isn't Chloe's power stronger than before? I commented. You must be imagining things. No, just as Rimuru said, it must be. Valdora agreed. Silence. I wasn't asking for your opinion, you damn lizard. Lumina's words startled us. She seemed to be so placid earlier. You can't blame us for getting startled when she suddenly lost it. It's better to leave this topic alone, I thought. However, a certain man didn't know how to read the room. It wasn't Valdora, by the way. Well, he often said stupid things. Lately, he'd learned better. Knowing it would piss Luminas off, he and I agreed to keep quiet about it, and he nodded at the thought, as if telepathic. No, just as Rimuru and Valdora Dono have said. Well, at first sight she is merely the most beautiful girl in the world. Her strength has surpassed even that of when she was Chronoa earlier. It turned out to be Demon Lord Leon. Despite his calm and collected appearance, he was actually a bit of an airhead, and the type to step in conversational landmines. I mean, he valued Chloe so much. He'd been rather attached to her, without showing any signs of leaving. He even claimed that she was the most beautiful girl in the world. He was being indulgent and didn't even have the decency to be subtle. Leon and Aichin, you've always been like this. You're too attached to me. That's why I always tell you that you won't get a girlfriend acting like this. Chloe was quite harsh on Leon. Leon was just a super redacted born for Chloe. Honestly, it is what it is. Spelling it out aloud could hurt some people. By the way, I might have been fooled by his cool and handsome appearance, but Leon was a really unlucky guy. Ramers also said that Leon used to be a crybaby. Maybe I should treat him better. After berating the rather baffled Leon, Chloe turned her head around to face us. Now seems like a good time to tell you guys. I wanted to tell everyone before, but it seems that I've finally awoken into a real hero. The egg growing inside me merged with the egg incubated by Hinata. But that's a secret just among us. Chloe smiled as she finished. Surprise, I suddenly remembered. Chloe. Something this important. I paused. He could still be watching us, so I couldn't speak so carelessly. I tried to cover it up as soon as I realized, but it turned out that my worries were unnecessary. It's fine. I don't think anyone is watching us anymore. Chloe's declaration assured our safety. In that moment, Chloe was far more than the young girl she looked to be. Children would eventually grow up to no longer require their parents' care. While happy at Chloe's growth, it made me a bit lonely too. It was then that I realized something. As of now, true hero Chloe Albert had awoken. Hinata and Chloe weren't completely separated. Somehow the hero's egg inside Hinata was left in Chloe's body. Her single body possessed two hero's eggs. It was inconceivable. It shouldn't have happened, yet Chloe's awakening allowed her to reach this unprecedented realm of existence. No, that's not true. It was not some accidental miracle, but instead a certain result of Chloe's unyielding will. Chloe pushed forward, persevering through her endless cycle of repetition and in the end, managed to overcome all challenges to reach a whole new level. It was Chloe's undying will that dispelled despair and made this miracle. At that moment, I admired Chloe from the bottom of my heart. That was why I decided to say this without any pretense. You really worked hard. I want to learn from you too. I swear to never give up in the face of anything. That was my most genuine thought. Chloe nodded with a bright smile. I swore to never let her lose that smile in the future. In other words, I couldn't always be so naive. Now that I knew that there was a force out there trying to kill me, it was only naturally that I would have to come up with a solution. Am I right? Correct. The comprehensive solution must be made. This incident gave me a very deep realization. If I were to be defeated, it would not just be my problem alone. No mercy for my enemies. I solidified this resolve in my heart again. Understanding my enemies' ideals were indeed important, but it was meaningless if it was at the cost of our sacrifice. I will do anything for victory. While smiling back at Chloe, I secretly made this vow.